Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of the Anime Podcast Show. This is episode 16. So let's move on to the first segment of the show, and that would be what anime shows get into during the COVID pandemic. So, you people are thinking is that this is one of the greatest anime series of all time. I agree with you. Well, the manga came out in the 1980s, and then they didn't get their own anime adaptation until 2012. But I am talking about is JoJo Bizarre Adventure. JoJo Bizarre Adventure is first as a manga series written and illustrated by Hirohiko Araki. It came out on New Year's Day in 1987. Since it came out from Weekly Shonen Jump magazine from 1987 to 2004, before moving it to Ultra Jump in 2005 to the present day right now, for over 100 volumes, 8 arcs of the manga, but I bet there'll be more arcs after that. The story is about each of the series' protagonists is a member of the family mainline possess a star-shaped birthmark above their left shoulder blade, and a name that can be titled as JoJo. The first 6 parts takes place with a single continuation from the rivalry between Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando, and the other parts takes place in an alternative universe where the Joestar family tree is heavily alterated. The series had over 120 million manga copies and making it as one of the best-selling mangas of all time in history. And it became a successful series ever. And a lot of their merch, such as video games, light novels, one-shots, also including spin-offs, but hold up. But where is the anime series? Well, it would not get animated until their press conference celebrating the 25th anniversary of the manga. And they announced that it was already in production. And they were set to premiere on October of 2012 and produced by David Production. But why did it take a long time? Well, it needs to take time, ask the creator to join the project, and his approval of the scripts and storyboards, etc. Hasn't aired it in other countries yet. Well, it did. So, they aired it on Toonami Adult Swim in the United States on October 15th, 2016 to October 24th, 2020. They aired it from the beginning to the Golden Wind arcs. But due to Netflix's acquired the license of Stone Ocean, Toonami will be no longer to air the series. They had released it on DVD and Blu-ray. Hold up, it used to be on DVD, right? But now lately it's Blu-ray. But yes, let me tell you a little fun fact about that. Well, before this, JoJo series did an OVA, so they did a adaptation of the Stardust Crusaders from 1993 to 1994 and 2003 to 2005, and a film adaptation of the first arc, The Phantom Blood, selected cinemas across Japan on February of 2007. I talked about this previously. If you haven't seen my history of anime, the 1990s, I'll put down the link below. So what was my reason I got into JoJo Bizarre Adventure? So, when I came back watching anime, and I was looking at the list, and I was looking at the past list of other shows that they aired already in English or Japanese, and I've never heard of JoJo Bizarre Adventure, and people saying it's like one of the best. I'm like, okay. So I saw the promo from Toonami. It looks pretty interesting, but it wasn't my interest. And I was like, I'll get into it sometime when I feel like it. But when the pandemic hit, I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's take a look at it. And I didn't know about the English cast at the time, but after that, I was very surprised at the cast, and I was like, let's watch it. And I remember watching the Phantom Blood arc, and I was like, yo, this is like the best arc I've ever seen. And then when we got to the second arc, ooh, no way. I didn't like that second arc. And by the time the video's out, I'm already a step ahead of the show right now. So, as of this recording, I am currently watching Stardust Crusaders. So I'm like halfway through Stardust Crusaders. I'm very excited what they're gonna bring to the table. I'm very excited of my interest with the show, and I want to see some very, very different stands I've never seen before with the last half of the Stardust Crusaders stuff, and then leading up to the Diamond is Unbreakable, Golden Wind, and Stone Ocean, and the list goes in from there. So I am very excited to see more of JoJo, and yeah. So that is my reason I was interested watching JoJo Bizarre Adventure. So let's move on to the next segment before we wrap things up. So the next segment, and that will be is childhood stories from watching anime. So what was the next show after Mega Man? It was the year of 2006. The next series I was interested to take a look at, and that was Pokemon, of course. The series is the biggest part of my childhood, and I know most people started watching Pokemon from the very beginning, from the first season, but I started around during the final episodes of Master Quest, and started of the Advanced series on DVD. They were cute little creatures, and you caught these little Pokemon. And yeah, I remember collecting the trading cards, and I remember when I started going to school and play the card game with my friends. And I remember just 1 year, I had the rarest deck I ever had, but stupid me, because what happened was I lost that deck because it was the end of the lunch break. We were going back to our classrooms, and they want us to line up, so I sat in the back because just feel like it. Then we were playing one round, and I lost, and then all of a sudden I accidentally left the cards there, and I thought I had it in my hand, and somebody stole it. I was like, no, where's my deck? I thought I put it in my bag, but I didn't. And that means I have to make a new strong deck. So that is my story about that. But let's get back to this. So, continue with the anime story. I still try to remember which season was on the air between 2006 to 2010. But all the series were all over the place on the air between Kids WB Australia, Cartoon Network, and Toasted TV. But around that time, it was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, mostly. But it still was one of my favorite seasons growing up on TV and or on DVD. Since then, still love Pokemon, watching the Black and White series, XY, to Sun and Moon, and also Sun and Moon, after about 44 episodes in of the show, I kind of dropped it out. I was like, it was pretty interesting. Because the reason why I watched it, because of when Brock and Misty were returning. I was like, yo, wait, what? Brock and Misty? No way! That's so cool! So I remember watching that episode in Japanese, and I was like, you know what? Let's take a crack at Sun and Moon, and I did watch it. It was really great, and Ash going to school. Oh well, in a Pokemon school, but after that, I was like, nah, don't have a feel for it. But then, until Journeys came out, I thought it was a reboot, kind of. It's still Pokemon itself, and seeing old trainers from past seasons, but it was great. Since 2020 of Journeys, the dub came out at the time, but I officially started watching in late of 2021. It's freaking great, and I love the cast of Journeys. Also, it's the mix from the LA cast, the New York, and even bringing back the old cast from Full Kids Entertainment. It was great. That made me happy to hear them again. So that is my history with Pokemon. Also, it's the time to wrap things up for this episode. Thanks for listening and watching. I got plenty more stuff about to come up. Also, I got a huge announcement coming up in the future, and I will be announcing it on social media. I'll be announcing it here on the show, but I don't know when it will be, but get ready to see it. So I'm very excited what I'm going to do with this one. So stay safe out there, and catch you on next time.